Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve over here, my favorite holiday. So, with that being said, we have a whole bunch of people to talk about today. Superstars. We're talking legit superstars on this show today. So, get ready. Let's go, Justin.
You're watching the Start Sit Showdown only on Fantasy Now Plus.
It is. It is the Start Sit Showdown. What's going on, Craig? What's going on, Forrest? What's going on, everybody? Stumbling into the studio today. It is pre-Thanksgiving. Justin has a full itinerary to do tomorrow. He's a whole list of things he showed me, a whole list. So he's like, Josh, I got some prepping to do. So no lollygagging, no talking, no going on tangents. So therefore, we must stick strictly to business today. So that being said, get into the plugs, fantasynowplus.com is where you can find our articles, waivers, all that fun stuff. Charlene's been crushing the waiver wire article. We've got a bunch of stuff on there. Make sure you go to our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. We might not be active on social media because we're busy tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving, but Discord, we'll check our messages. I think we will. So make sure to join our Discord at chat.fantasynowplus.com. And of course, we're brought to you by the Finns Talk Sports Network. Those guys are great over there, Bobby and all of them. So
horrible handwriting, Force. What are you talking? That's them some
you
fight
guys
words.
You guys should see
this
mine.
was just quick notes. This was not really actual handwriting. I was just chicken scratching it. That's actually all gonna. I told Josh that I actually took written notes out for Thanksgiving, which is not a me thing, but I'm actually gonna go in and put timers for tomorrow and at this time, tell me I need to do this on my phone. So
tomorrow I'll be waking up at probably 5:30. Oh no, not to prepare. That's just when I get up. That's just my normal wake up time.
gross.
But I'll probably be playing Fortnite, hanging out, chilling. Oh, turkey's done. Thanks, fam.
How many houses do you got to go to tomorrow?
3.
Yeah.
3. I've already in my mind timed out 2 hours of stop. So I will be out a total of 6 hours. I don't want to do it, but either way, we have some situations, some showdowns to get to today. See, we're going off tangents already. But let's start with our first matchup. It's a massive quarterback decision. We don't know what we're doing because last time we saw Justin Herbert play football, he played like Shedeur Sanders. And last time we saw Brock Purdy play football, he threw 3 interceptions. It was not productive. So normally 2 guys that are awesome. Justin Herbert's quarterback 9 currently, 19.6 fantasy points per game. Brock Purdy's only played in 4 games this season, but he's averaging 17 points per game in those 4 games. This one's cut and dry. I'm playing it cool. No, come on. It's Justin Herbert, and there's no question. He's got the higher upside. He's got the higher floor, although he did give you those, 4 or 5 points 2 weeks ago. But Justin Herbert crushes the Las Vegas Raiders. He's played them 10 times. He has 2,758 yards career against the Vegas Raiders. He's 7-3 against the Vegas Raiders. He's thrown 20 total touchdowns against the Vegas Raiders, second most against any team that he's played against. He's thrown 21 against the Chiefs. And he's only thrown 3 interceptions against the Raiders. If Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears, Justin Herbert owns the Vegas Raiders. They've already played once this season. Justin Herbert had 18.8 fantasy points in that game. It's pretty decent. Can't really be, too upset with 18.8. So I'm going to go Justin Herbert all the way. There's really no defense for Brock Purdy here. Their biggest weapon is CMC. And yes, he can bust some loose and give Brock Purdy these hidden yards that he didn't really earn, but he's going to get. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy's coming against a bad game against Carolina. And now they're playing Cleveland. Potentially defensive player of the year on the other side, going to kill him. Possibly, potentially. I don't know if they can get it going against Cleveland. They didn't look so great against Carolina. Sorry, Sean. I got that text, by the way. The window is shut. Don't you beat Carolina, buddy. So that being said, Justin Herbert is the one to go to here. He's got the better weapons, playing against a softer defense, and a defense that he owns historically.
Yeah, I agree. Justin Herbert's the guy. You said it all. Brock Purdy is getting going again. We're still dealing with just Juwan Jennings, who is Juwan Jennings. George Kittle's there, I guess. Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's got weapons. Justin Herbert has lesser weapons, but it's not the Las Vegas Raiders who allow a lot of points. I think so right in the middle of the pack, but the Cleveland Browns, who the Brock Purdy has to go up against, has only allows the third least amount of points to the quarterback position. They are actually a tough defense. They have a very good defensive line that gets to the quarterback early and often. I'm a little concerned about that specifically. The 49ers could win. That's great. I think Justin Herbert just has a better day, a bounce back day after his 4.3 performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he did get a little banged up and only played in 73% of the snaps, coming off a bye week at home against Las Vegas. This is, to me, is a no-brainer. I think you're going Justin Herbert all day.
Yeah, and they're saying the weather in Cleveland might be snowy weather.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about that. Last year, that caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, snow, bench them. Bro, they scored so many points in snow last year. I don't know if I like snow games too. My best memory of a snow game was Ricky Williams, I believe, ran for like 202 yards on some bum ass team. I think it was the Bills. Either way, it was fun times. Fun times. Are you playing football this weekend or tomorrow with the kids out there slinging it? All-time quarterback.
I don't have kids. The youngest person to come to my house is like 26 years old.
Your Thanksgiving sucks. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
could
unfiltered.
say sucks, or you could say it's
where's the kids table? Where's the kids table?
I don't have kids. My brother doesn't have kids. Like,
oh my
that's
gosh.
it. We're hosting my family and my mother-in-law. That's it. I don't have any kids coming to my house.
That's
the rules. I love it.
Anyway. Yeah, Jamie, I have not submitted a waiver in the Super League in 2 years now. So
clearly he just remembered because all of the notifications just went off on my watch for Super League waivers.
All right. Next matchup here. Let's go to the running backs. We have Rico Dowdle. Who would have thought we'd be talking Rico Dowdle in week 13 going against the
Saquon
exactly
in week 13.
Yeah, who would have thought? So I went first last time. I'm gonna give this one up to you.
Yeah. You look at this and go, imagine us last year saying Rico Dowdle or Saquon Barkley. Saquon's having like the career year, like the best year he could potentially ever have. Do you have matchups? I don't even.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle plays the Los Angeles Rams. Saquon is going against Chicago.
Okay, so Los Angeles Rams allows the second least amount, which is not good for Dowdle. Dowdle's had a great year. Dowdle's actually been better than Saquon this year at RB9, Saquon RB13, which is a running back 2. He's not a running back 1 this year, which is weird to think about because it is Saquon Barkley. It is the Eagles. They are monsters. I'm a little concerned that Dowdle has the Rams defense, which is going to be tough. Again, do not allow a lot of points. They had the 49ers last week, only 11.4 points for Dowdle. Saquon's not, doing anything greater. His ceiling over the last 3 weeks was 13 points. Not good. So that's a little tough. One more stat here. So even in the red zone, Rico Dowdle's been better. RB17 this season. Saquon's been RB22 in the red zone. Again, all things here lean saying go Rico Dowdle. This is a no-brainer, kind of, if you really dig into the stats. But I'm going off of a defensive matchup. I think the Bears are going to be a little bit easier. They've been a little bit more banged up on the linebacker front. And the Bears allow 20.8 points per game to the running back position. I'm going to go Saquon Barkley. Again, a year ago, we're going Saquon Barkley, no brainer. This one is actually closer, I think, than what a lot of people really think. I would not be surprised if this is a ±2 points total this weekend. And I also would not be surprised if they both end up with like 11 points.
I would not be surprised if they're right next to each other when we come. When do they play? Whenever they play, I think there's a Friday game mixed in there somewhere. Holiday football schedule.
Barkley's on Friday this week.
Yeah, there's Friday games. There's Thursday. It's just too much going on. Too many games. But I will say this: you are going to go, wow, I picked up Rico Dowdle off waivers, but I drafted Saquon Barkley in my first round, and I need to win right now, and I only have one spot. I need to win to get into the playoffs, or I need to win to secure my spot, or so I don't fall out. Like, this is a real possibility, and they're two superstars in a vacuum in this season. They're two superstars. Saquon has had a down year, but come on, guys. Like, he's still running back 13. He's still been solid for you week in, week out. His production isn't really coming on the ground. I believe last week he had 10 carries for 22 yards. It's coming in the receiving game, and they are playing Chicago, which Chicago has been putting up points. So I do think, will they be dumping off? Will they be sticking to the run game? Against Dallas, Jalen Hurts threw the ball 39 times. They needed to play. They needed to score points. They needed to be above. Against Detroit, Green Bay, the Giants, other people, other teams, in the past 3 weeks alone, like, this isn't just scattered throughout the season. He hasn't thrown the ball 30 times or more since week 6. So is it going to be a heavy Saquon game where they're going to try to run out Chicago? That's what we have to figure out here. Whereas Rico Dowdle, we know he's the whole effing show. He is Rico Dowdle. I know that's not RVD. I get it. But he's the only show. He's the only show in town in that running game. Chuba disappeared. I don't know where Chuba went. Chuba, whatever. He's invisible. So Dowdle is probably the safest play if you want a solid 11, 12 points, and that's all you need. Yes. But odds are you're going to need to make this decision by Friday, so you don't even know you're scoring. If you played against superstars that went nuts on Thursday, let's say you played against CD or Pickens or whoever went off, you might want to lean towards Saquon because he can give you that 40-point game. It's in his back pocket somewhere. Dowdle has that. He's shown that. Seen it like I think twice this season. But Saquon's more of a safer play. I'm just really juggling around. I don't want to give you an answer because I don't know. I'm just going back and forth.
I did the same thing. It's this could be hit or miss for both. That's the thing about like I said, this is much closer this week than I think you would think it would be at the start of the season. Even you would think Saquon, obvious choice, Dowdle, whatever. I mean, we all assumed Chuba Hubbard was going to be the starting running back for the Panthers, and they're not. It's this close, and it could go either way. It's just I'm going based off of the defense, and I think
Bears are a softer defense. It's Saquon for me.
Linebackers are hurt. The linebackers for the Bears are hurt. The edge, the defensive line is not the Rams defense, and that Rams defense is very, very tough. It's a tough choice, but I have to go with the matchup this week, and that matchup leans me towards Saquon Barkley.
As well as me, but I can definitely see you starting Rico Dowdle because I mean, come on, he's got a better yards per carry. He's like again the only show in town on the ground, so it's going to depend on game script too. Like it really is. We know Philadelphia is going to be in the game no matter what. Carolina can get blown out, or they're in the game. There's no like, oh, it's the fourth quarter, and no, it's blowout or yeah. So, game script. Saquon Barkley. All right, next matchup. Oh my goodness. It gets harder and harder. It gets harder and harder. We have Justin Jefferson, who's, wide receiver 13 right now. Is he? Is he the wide receiver 13? I believe he is. I mixed some stats. Yeah, he's wide receiver 13 right now, which is surprisingly good. I thought it'd be a lot worse. And then you have Chris Olave right now, who's wide receiver 8. Who is shockingly awesome, and people aren't talking about it enough. So I'm glad we finally get to talk about Chris Olave on this show. Chris Olave has It's 734 yards this season. A lot more than you would expect because Chris Olave is again quietly playing with one of the worst teams in the NFL. Probably has the worst quarterback situation in the NFL. Nay, maybe it's Justin Jefferson. We thought JJ McCarthy was going to support Justin Jefferson, but honestly, he's having the worst season of his career. He's still only, he's giving you about 13 fantasy points per game, but still, it's not enough where you drafted him. He's only averaging 72.3 receiving yards a game this season. In his career, he averages 96. So he's down substantially. They're going against Seattle. It's not a great matchup against wide receivers, but who's playing quarterback? Who is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings?
Max Brosmer.
Exactly. So hold on. Justin Jefferson has a long list of bum quarterbacks. The only one he didn't vibe with was JJ McCarthy. He even vibed with Carson Wentz. He vibed with Josh Dobbs. Maybe this Max dude can vibe with. I don't know, Justin, because he's been quarterback proof his entire career minus JJ McCarthy.
But
Yes,
JJ sounds so cool. Like, why did it not become a thing? That's
it's just not destined in the world. Because it's just not real life. So Chris Olave, to me, it's boring. You don't really want to start Chris Olave, but you do. He's playing Miami. Look, Miami's on a winning streak. Miami's coming off a bye week, but Miami is still Miami. At the end of the day, they're still the Miami Dolphins. Sorry, Bobby. Ben's Talk Sports Network. I'm going to go Chris Olave this week against the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what Max Crosby, Max Payne. I don't know who Max
Brosmer.
is.
Brosmer.
I don't know what he's going to be bringing to the table, but I'm not eating it this week. No, I'm good. I'm swaying away. Give me the bums over in New Orleans. Who dat? Chris Olave for the win.
This is another look at us. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we'd be right here right now? We're talking about Justin Jefferson. Should we start him or sit him? Absolutely wild to think about right now that this is a question. I went back to week 6. So from week 6 to now, Justin Jefferson is actually wide receiver 28. He had a 19.3, a 22.6 games in week 4 and 5. And that's what has propelled him to wide receiver 13. So we're holding on to 2 whole weeks right there. So since then he is wide receiver 28 in points per game with only 11.9. Chris Olave on that span has been our wide receiver 9 with 17.1. Now, mind you, there's 2 different quarterbacks there. So you might say, when did Spencer Rattler stop throwing him the ball? And that was about week 8.5. So I went up to week 8. Chris Olave, do you want to guess? Dropped down to wide receiver 22, which isn't great. With Shuck in there, he is wide receiver 22, but Jefferson is only wide receiver 24. I'm like, okay, well, what do the targets in the red zone look like? What's that? Justin Jefferson, 2 targets, 0 receptions. Chris Olave, 1 target, 0 receptions. They're not getting used in the red zone, which is okay. That's weird. This is such an ugly matchup, but at the end of the day, like you said, one's got the Seahawks, one's got the Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the side that has the Dolphins to go up against, and I'm gonna pick Chris Olave, who is also getting the targets. The last 2 weeks, he's gotten 21 targets. Justin Jefferson, 15. It's not close. And even Justin Jefferson's 15 targets, he only got 9 receptions. At least Chris Olave, 14 receptions out of the 21 targets. It's so ugly, but I'm gonna have to say Chris Olave here. That's it.
And I want to make something very clear. If JJ McCarthy didn't exist, let's say this was Carson Wentz's team from the start and they're bridging to Max Payne, I would go JJ here. But I saw that it's possible for Justin Jefferson to be bad. I saw Jamar Chase. He can't be good with certain quarterbacks. Like I already knew that. We all knew that. CD. There's some receivers that we saw like, oh, they're bad with with X. I think Brian Thomas Jr. He's bad without Mac Jones. Remember, he didn't really go off until Mac Jones came about. Something to think about. So I've never seen JJ be bad with anybody. We know none of us have. So this is weird territory. Like now it's possible. Now I know something's possible. Like, okay, this is off topic. I'm now learning about biohazard foods or whatever the hell there is in our foods, bioengineered foods. They're everywhere, Justin. They're in our Lucky Charms. They're in our Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They're in our Ritz crackers. I didn't know it was a possibility. I'm never eating those things again. They're in our Pop-Tarts. So now that I know something can exist, I'm done. I have to check everything. I got to make sure everything is no bioengineered food with me, buddy. So no Justin Jefferson with JJ McCarthy ever again, please. That's it.
What does Dave think about this right now? Just
you want me to read Dave's quote
about
he'd
probably call us stupid right now.
Oh, about what? The bioengineering food or the Justin?
No, about Justin Jefferson's sit here.
Hold on. Let me read to you what Dave said about JJ McCarthy on Sunday. For real life.
While Josh is pulling that up, all you asking.
Oh, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here.
Everybody asking questions right now, we will get to your questions in 7 minutes. Just letting everybody know that we will get to all of your questions here in 7 minutes.
I sent him a text on Sunday. No, here's the text thread. He goes, JSN's the best player ever. I said, he truly is, I told you. And then I said, Addison is a P. He said, he's not. JJ is terrible. I'm done with him. Tank the draft. Get someone else. This guy sucks. And he said, T. Higgins is also a P. And I said, so is Odunze. And he says, so is Lamar. And that was it. That was our conversation Sunday. So he is out on JJ McCarthy. And he usually gets these quarterbacks right. No one in the chat knows who this guy is.
He did say last year that Sam Darnold was going to be really good for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's irrelevant because nobody guess what Pudge does too. Happy birthday, Pudge, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday, Pudge, by the way.
Tight ends, Brock Bowers versus Tyler Warren. This is a true battle of the Titans. Two really, really, really superstar. Like I'm going to say they're superstar tight ends. They're tight ends that are going to be great in this league for years to come. It's McBride, it's Bowers, it's Warren. Order them however you want.
This is the new Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, TJ Hawkinson. Like it's going to be.
Who's Hawkinson? Because McBride is the Kelce of the group.
Okay.
Seriously, like so is Warren the Hawkinson? He's kind of like inconsistent.
I think he'd be more of like the Mark Andrews.
I think this is more like the Jimmy Graham.
Oh, you think
Jimmy Graham, Gronk
later?
And who was the other? Antonio Gates. Like those were all super studs, all the same era. Either way, it's a long time ago. He's older. Brock Bowers. He's going against the Chargers this week. He's tight end 9. He's averaging 14.5 fantasy points per game. Keep that in mind. Tyler Warren is tight end 4 above Mr. Brock Bowers, but he's only averaging 13.3 fantasy points per game. So it's kind of like Brock Bowers has missed 3 games, and that's why he's down so low. And he's actually been really, really awesome. The problem is both of these tight ends are going against really good defenses against the tight end. Both allow only under 8 points a game to the tight end. Both. Chargers allow 7.8. Houston allows 7.5. Again, very stingy to the tight end. Brock Bowers is probably the most consistently targeted tight end. What he does with those targets, it's up to Geno Smith in that offense. They're not always super awesome, but he can give you a 12 catch game for 150, or he can give you some, 8 catch game for 80. Depends on the volume. He's a very volume dependent tight end because he needs to be. That offense ain't scoring a lot of touchdowns. They're not driving the ball down the field a ton. So he needs to catch the balls between the 20s to be a consistent tight end for you. And he's done that. They don't have anybody else. He's a very high end tight end. I can't imagine you bench Brock Bowers. That's where I'm getting at right now. Then you have Tyler Warren, who is sharing the football with the Jonathan Taylors of the world, and Michael Pittman has become good this season. And then you have Alex Pierce, and then you have Josh Downs, and then you have this other giant tight end that caught a touchdown last week. There's many options for Daniel Jones to get to. I know that annoyed everybody, but whatever.
No, I just hate that tight end. It's fine.
Well, still annoyed everybody. But Tyler Warren has exceeded everyone's expectations. I believe even Justin's expectations. And he was the one who had him this high at the tight end position this year. So he's the one who called this. But I think you could admit he's exceeded everyone's expectations. So it's hard to bench him as well. So when you go through like, oh, Warren's been this and Bowers has been this. Okay, who means more to their team success? I'm leaning towards Brock Bowers. I think it's going to be hard for me, like I said, hard for me to bench super stud, super healthy Brock Bowers in a divisional game where he is the offense. When you got Tyler Warren over there against Houston, who's a tougher defense, tougher matchup, Daniel Jones could possibly go back to his old form, his older self. I'm not saying he will, but he could. There's potential. We've seen signs of this already. I'm leaning towards Brock Bowers because even with poor quarterback play, he thrives. With Tyler Warren, we've seen Daniel Jones go sideways once and maybe 1.5 games this season. It gets bad. And then Tyler Warren gets bad. And then offense gets bad. So I can easily see this being a Jonathan Taylor game. They want to run the clock out, run the ball out, get a lead, protect Daniel Jones. Don't make him do too much. And therefore, Tyler Warren won't get the quality targets such as a Brock Bowers. Going Brock Bowers.
I picked these two tight ends because they're A, superstars, and B, they are playing very tough defenses that don't allow a lot of points. 7.8 for the Chargers, 7.5 for the Texans, which ranks 27th and 29th in points allowed, meaning fourth and sixth best, or at least amount of points allowed for the tight end positions. Going back a couple of weeks, obviously Brock Bowers had that 43-point game against Jacksonville, which was unbelievable. 3 touchdowns in that game after missing 3 weeks before that. And even before that, he was honestly average, like very average, 9.8 points for 3 solid weeks. Since that 43-point game, he's had a 14.2 against Dallas, but who doesn't have a 14-point game against Dallas? He had a 3.7 against Denver, 11.5 against Cleveland. The thing is, he's going up against a divisional opponent. Both of them are going up against divisional opponents, and it's always going to be tough. Brock Bowers is going to LA, which is the Rams. Truthfully, is it an away game when you go to LA? You go to play the Chargers in LA. Tyler Warren is back at home against the Colts after a tough loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, which he got 7 targets in. Like you mentioned, Bowers is very, honestly, target dependent, and you're looking at Geno Smith or Daniel Jones this year. Yeah, I know Bowers is literally the only target in Las Vegas, but that doesn't mean anything if Geno Smith can't get you the ball. At least Daniel Jones can get Tyler Warren the ball. They create opportunities for him. He has exceeded, I think, everybody's expectations. He's actually underperforming for my expectations on what I thought he was going to be. I did say he was going to be tied top 3. He's currently top 4, which whatever. The last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, Tyler Warren has been tight end 6. Brock Bowers is tight end 14. So since that 43-point week, Bowers has fallen down to tight end 14, which is not a starter. They both are kind of meh in the red zone, truthfully. Warren is at 17. Bowers is actually at 27 in the red zone over the last couple of weeks. So, this is very tight. Honestly, truthfully, I'm one of those guys that if I have 2 super studs tight ends, I'm putting one in my flex and putting the other in at the tight end position, and it doesn't really matter. But if I'm choosing one because my flex is absolutely annihilating everybody else and I can't afford it, I'm going to start Tyler Warren over the Houston Texans because this is a must win. The Colts have to win this game to stay in the lead for the division. The Raiders are done. They're not going to win the division. third and fourth in their own division. They're not going to make the playoffs. The Colts have to keep that lead up. They can't let the Texans come back up. They can't let the Jaguars get ground in the AFC South. If they want to be the divisional winner, they have to win, and that's going to involve using Tyler Warren in a lot of plays to create separation and just kind of bulldoze people over. So yeah, I'm going to bench Brock Bowers and start the rookie.
I figured you would. That's why I had to go Brock Bowers.
That's fine.
We have to be different on one. I gotta catch you in the standings. I'm
You
very
won't.
close. I didn't know my win-loss record until last week. Because I won last week. And you showed me. And I was like, oh,
we tied last week, 3-1.
Oh, I won. So that's a win.
This week, one of us is gonna. No, we both were 3-1 last week.
Yeah, so I won. Yeah.
We
tie
tied.
goes to Josh. Yeah, tie goes to the host.
Josh.
Tie goes to the host.
What's your overall record for the season, though?
Tie goes to the host. So it is about that time where we I'm only 2 games under 500. Relax. Where we answer everyone's questions. Do we have a word from our friends over there at Underdog first, though?
Yeah, of course we do.
As usual, super smooth transitions. Justin Barkley keeps getting better and better each week, baby. All right, let's get into. I'm kidding. Anyway, let's have some fun with these questions. What's going on, Craig?
Any news for Drake London? Do I need to get someone? He is doubtful for the week, which I think that was announced right before the show. So yes, you need to get someone else. I know you also have T. Higgins, so it was a big questionable thing. You are now missing both wide receivers. Jacoby Brissett or Justin Herbert.
Okay. Okay. Let's just relax. Let's stay calm. They're playing the Cardinals are playing the Buccaneers. I have Jacoby Brissett. It was so hard for me not to put him 1. It was so hard. So I have him 3 in my rankings this week because Jacoby Brissett's going against the Buccaneers. And Michael Wilson to the damn moon this week. I have him also in my top 10. Buccaneers give up. Remember Kyle Williams? Oh, Kyle Williams this. Go look at his game log. Oh, he went off against the Bucs. Everybody does. Anyone and everybody will torch the Bucs. Brissett.
I have Jacoby Brissett in a couple of leagues right now because you got to get him on the waivers. I mean, that was the big thing. So he was on our waiver show last week or on our waiver show this week. Hopefully everybody picked him up in the chat. Yeah, I'm starting Jacoby Brissett. His floor is 19 points. I mean, literally, the floor is not. They don't even have to win games. His floor is still 19 points. Does Herbert have his wide receivers back, and when is Hampton back? Hampton is starting to practice, and they are easing him into it. He's still technically on IR, but they did open up his practice window yesterday, so he could play this week. Could play next week. He's got 21 days to return at this point where he does end up on season-ending IR. As far as his wide receivers, they've always been there. They just aren't doing anything. So, Chris Rodriguez or Devin Neal. both are RB1s for their team.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug in Neal. He's getting involved in the passing game. I'm not really sure.
He's got Miami this week, so
he's got Miami, and I don't know how heavily they're going to lean on Rodriguez compared to like a committee or to multiple people. Where I just like
it'll be interesting, especially with Jaden Daniels back this week as well. So that I'm going to lean more towards Devin Neal this week.
Yep, Devin Neal.
Mark Andrews or Dalton Schultz, full PPR. So Schultz has got the Colts. Andrews plays the Bengals tomorrow night.
Oh, Bengals, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go Andrews. I'm gonna go Andrews.
I
don't really trust Schultz. I don't trust Schultz whatsoever.
I don't mind Schultz this year. Schultz has actually been doing pretty
fine.
solid. He just was bad last week against Buffalo. I mean, fine is 18, 13, 18, 11. Like he's been very good this year, but I'm
CJ Stroud back this
years
Is CJ Stroud back this week?
potentially.
Davis Mills has been balling. Like that can't be.
CJ Stroud just needs to be set up for the season. But yeah, Davis Mills has been balling. I am gonna go Mark Andrews. It's the Bengals, guys. It's the Bengals for me at this point. So on Friday night.
Yep.
Let's see. Would you trade Woody Marks for Trey Benson? Roster is currently JT, Marks, Harvey, and Tootin. Jason London, Odunze, Diggs, and Dobbs.
Marks is so hit or miss. And Benson has
Benson
been so
should be RB1 when he comes back in the next week or two. Should. But that card, nobody who runs the ball for the Cardinals.
Well, maybe that's why they throw it a bajillion times. But Woody Marks hasn't hit double-digit fantasy points since week 10. And then it's hit or miss. I do like his more involvement. His snap share is going up. It's up in around the 70s, 75 mark. So that's pretty good with the snap share. So we want to see that. It's just we haven't seen Trey Benson. Here's my take on Trey Benson. Somebody asked me earlier in the season, a friend of mine, would you snag Trey Benson or Manungai? I said, Manungai. He's already involved. Trey Benson couldn't beat out James Conner for like a full year. I don't trust people like that. Manungai is getting on the field as a rookie, 7th round rookie. Trey Benson couldn't beat out James Conner. Like, that's a big red flag to me. What is it? What's wrong with Trey Benson? I know it's different offenses. I understand that, but he wasn't even used at all. Like, phased out. If you're good, you get on the field.
Trey gets a lot of targets in his, 3-game sample size, really. 4-game sample size. He had 16 targets.
Yeah, but that was with Kyler. How's Brissett going this whole offense has changed. Everything has changed in Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't mind the move to Trey Benson because we know what Woody Marks is. Woody Marks is ho-hum, give me 7-8 points. So maybe the unknown of Trey Benson might be more appealing to you. So if you, let me ask you this. What's the worst that can happen? You stick with the 7-8 points, or you trade with Benson, you get the 6, 7, 8 points as well. So just go with who you think
or
is a better
maybe 14 to 15 points.
Exactly.
Right now you're starting JT and Harvey, so Marks is probably on your bench. I'd rather, if you're unsure about Marks and this is the question, is what can I get out of him? Maybe you do go Benson and just hope that when he comes back, they ball. And
but again, knowing that you're getting a blind, like it's buying a blind bag from a website. Like, oh, you just buy this $8 shirt. It could be anything, because we haven't seen Benson in this offense or how they're going to use him. And when he was in there, what was he? He was just a guy like Woody Marks. So I like to stick with what I know, to be honest with you.
Start one: Kyle Manungai, Jaden Higgins, or Zach Charbonnet. I am going to go Higgins.
You're going to go Higgins?
I'm going Higgins.
You're going to go Higgins? I'm going to go Higgins too.
Jaden Higgins. Yeah. I'm going Jaden.
I like Jaden Higgins. Yep.
Even with the Colts defense, I think Jaden Higgins should be able to. He is the offense right now with Nico, not even just Nico being there. Keep 2 quarterbacks the rest of the season: Jackson Dart, Jordan Love, or Joe Burrow.
Keep 2. I'm dumping Love. You don't know if he's going to throw the ball 21 times, 40 times. You don't know who his primary option is. You don't know. Josh Jacobs is back this week. They found out Emmanuel Wilson, or whatever his name is, can ball out and actually run the football. So they might have a dual back set back there, and they don't need Jordan Love to throw the ball a million times. Jackson Dart's a stud. Joe Burrow's got Jamar Chase. Can't go wrong with that. Do you trust Joe Burrow fully?
Joe, I don't even want him playing this season, man. Like, from that helmet back there, I really don't want Joe Burrow playing the rest of the season, because what are they playing for? For one, that they're not making the playoffs. Let's be serious. They don't have an offensive line to really get them anywhere. They need to just continue letting Joe Flacco get make his way to the retirement home and figure out the offensive line in the draft. Hopefully, again, I don't want Joe Burrow playing at all. Dart you're keeping, so it's down between Love and Burrow. If you like the fact that Burrow has Chase and Higgins, go Burrow, but he could get hurt.
Yeah, any one of these guys can get hurt.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. I guess Dart and Burrow if you really like the Chase and Higgins part. What should we do? Mayfield, still keep or not? I'm keeping Mayfield.
Keep him. It's a left shoulder injury. It's left shoulder. Just put it that way. It's his left shoulder. He didn't return. If that game was close last week, he would have played the full game.
Yeah. Last question got offered Hurts and Henry for Kyron and Mahomes. Thoughts?
Got offered Hurts and Henry for my Kyron and Mahomes. Okay, so I like Hurts over Mahomes. Yeah, this season.
Mahomes is gonna ball to this week, but
yeah. But I don't like Henry. I like Kyron. Give me Kyron and Mahomes because I prefer. So the way I'm looking at it is Mahomes and Hurts are like this close, whereas Kyron and Henry to me are a little bit wider, but the quarterbacks are here.
Henry's got 20 plus games the last 2 weeks and has Cincinnati this week, Pittsburgh, then Cincinnati again.
I mean, Kyron, man.
Derrick Henry's been pretty good lately. I actually have not been paying attention to Kyron at all. Kyron, what's his last name? Williams?
You don't roster any Kyron Williams?
I do roster Kyron Williams in one league, but it's a league that I'm just out of, so I've stopped paying attention to Kyron Williams.
He had a bad week against Tampa Bay. A lot of running backs have bad weeks against Tampa Bay, but he's been
22 points over the last couple of weeks. I mean, I think they're also very close. I'm going down to playoff runs here. So Hurts has Chicago, LA, Chicago and the Chargers to get to the playoffs, then Las Vegas, Washington, and Buffalo. Mahomes has Dallas this week, Houston the next week, which is always tough for them. The Chargers, Tennessee, and Denver. I lean the Mahomes side. I think he's gonna QB3 this year. That's why QB3 versus QB4. It's weird to think that Mahomes is QB3 this year, and they have been so bad. Addison and Hawk, a drop combo.
Yep.
We talked about that yesterday. Addison is a drop. Vidal or Neal first, waiver PPR. Wasn't sure on Hampton. I would go Neal here if you haven't ran waivers yet. Vidal is going to lose his job. Neal's not going to lose his job. Hunter Henry or Brenton Strange PPR.
Hunter Henry just had a baller week, but he does that time to time. Brenton Strange has been consistently using that offense. He did go on IR for that short time, but go ahead. Tell me about Hunter Henry. Tell me.
He had a ball in week against who? The Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, Dallas Cowboys, same defense. Like they both suck. You're scoring a lot of points. If you look at Hunter Henry for the rest of the from weeks 5 through 11, 7 points. 7 points. Brenton Strange has immediately just jumped right back into where he was getting double-digit points. I think you're going Brenton Strange here. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I like Brenton Strange. Yeah.
We also talked about, I think, literally Henry or Strange yesterday on the waiver show. So, Hunter Henry or Tyler Warren, or sorry, both. Tyler Warren.
I don't like starting Hunter Henry my flex.
Okay, now we're getting to the questions where I did not star because these all came in after. Okay, so let's see. I have a dynasty league with Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, and Trey McBride for 0.75 tight end premium. Yep, you play all three of those every single week.
Deal,
absolute love it. Craig's got Kittle and Warren.
Studs.
Yeah, you would think Geno and Lockett would be better, but they're not.
No, they're not though.
Flex Vidal, Gadsden, Neal for half-point PPR. Could also pick up one of DK, Mechie, Washington, or Strange.
Flex Vidal, Gadsden, Neal. So Neal, how many does he need? Just one?
maybe it's flexing all three of those. I would also pick up Parker Washington and DK if you can afford to get both of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I would definitely, if it's only start one of these, Gadsden, Neal, or Vidal, I'm starting
Neal.
Neal. Yeah, Neal's going to have the most opportunities going against Miami, like we've been saying this whole show. He's getting the targets. He can pass catch. Miami is not good defensively at all.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt or David Montgomery. As long as I was about to say, as long as Pacheco is still out, I'm going Kareem Hunt.
I'm going to go Kareem Hunt as well. I just traded for Kareem Hunt in a Dynasty League for a third. Let's go. Needed it. I needed it bad. Hunt's got double-digit points since week 8, man. Like, you can't. Hunt's been so solid. He's also scored a touchdown in the last 4 games as well. So if Pacheco comes back, are they going to just give Hunt his touches away? Or are they going to go back to Pacheco? Who knows? But I'll tell you this.
He also
they trust Hunt in the red zone.
Gainwell. Also has Gainwell, who did pretty well last week.
Did very well last week.
18.2, 29.5 the week before that. He's getting more and more involved in the offense. Jalen Warren is getting less and less involved in the offense. Buffalo this week. I'm still going Kareem Hunt.
I'm going to go Kareem Hunt too. All right, just a few more.
Yeah. With Lane Johnson's injury, should we expect the Eagles' run game to struggle? I think it'll be slightly worse, yes. Can't believe Jaden Daniels is listed as questionable in Yahoo. He actually does have he has a potential to return in week 14, not this week. Yeah, that does suck that he's listed as questionable because he's breaking your IR spots. My league is heavy with return yards. Which game do you think goes back and forth more? Jets versus Atlanta or Colts versus Houston? Punt return. I'm assuming punt return yards count as well. So
he wants punts. He wants punts. He wants Kirk Cousins versus Tyrod. He wants
going Jets Falcons.
Yeah. Jets Falcons. That's gonna be the more punt heavy game.
The Colts will score. The Texans will score. I think the Colts Texans game is going to be a very high scoring game this week.
Ooh, hot take.
And potentially last question here. Do I trade away Juwan Jennings and Travion Henderson for Justin Jefferson? Wide receivers are Lamb, Rice, AJ Brown.
Yes.
Yeah. You have Jacobs, Henry, Tootin. Yeah, you don't. I mean, Travion's good, but I think that's enough to get Justin Jefferson at this point. He's and heavily play on the, Justin Jefferson's been kind of trash lately, and wide receiver 22 since week 6. That's what matters.
If that offer is sitting in your inbox right now, stop the stream. Well, first off, like the show. After that, stop everything.
To the show.
Go accept it. Go accept. Get Justin Jefferson. I know Henderson's fun. I get it, but man, these running backs fall off quick, especially in Dynasty.
Correct. That's the show.
That's the show. That's all the questions. So we are going to enjoy our Thanksgiving. I hope every single one of you enjoy your Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If you don't, it's just another day off for you, which is also as well awesome. I wish it was just a day off for me. I want to go fishing. I want to play Fortnite. I don't want to see family. I know that's an unpopular situation, but guess what? I'm tired. And I just want to watch football, just like I know you do. I'll be traveling to 3 different houses. I know there's 3 different games on Thanksgiving. I hope I can catch at least some of them. Justin, let me ask you this. Do you prefer the Lions game or the Dallas game? Because there's one game I skip every single time.
I've always preferred the Lions game because I hate the Cowboys. And I always like to root for the underdog, which was always the Lions. And my dad's a Packers fan, so it'll be an interesting game nonetheless.
That's right. That's the perfect game to skip. I've always watched the Lions game. I do not care about the Dallas game ever.
Also,
usually,
I'm cooking food during the Lions game, so it's like I can watch it easier. Whereas dinner is during the Cowboys game, so don't care about them.
Yep. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week. I think there's a show tonight. That's right. With Topher and a new possible new host tonight. There's a new guest on with Topher. Flores cannot be there. Holidays, things happen. So watch them tonight. They'll do rankings, our rankings versus the expert rankings. It's a great show. Honestly, one of our highest rated shows. So great on Topher and Flores for carrying us. Appreciate you guys.
right behind this one. So
All right, guys. Well, that's going to about do it for us. I hope you have a great holiday and peace out.
see you guys.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.